The leaks for chapter 346 dropped, and it might be the best one ever. In this video, we see Isagi being Isagi, as he does the most insane thing ever, which left me mind blown, but I know you guys don't like being spoiled, so you will have to wait to know more. However, trust me, the ending after that is just insane. But so as not to waste any time, let's get right into it. Alright, so the chapter starts off with us getting the starting text, which says, "A new option appeared out of nowhere. The foreign element known as Isagi disturbs the fate of the battlefield." Now firstly, that text just slaps as it really gets us Isagi's glazers hyped. But it's not all that either, as we see Isagi on the pitch in his white form, and he is running like never before. We see both Shido and Baru glancing over right at him, and both of them look equally as shocked. Now Shido, I can understand, as he still hasn't scored, but Baru seems a bit greedy, as he already has his goal. But I guess one isn't enough for the king. We then move on to Karasu, who joins in as he is also shocked, asking if he is serious right now and calling him extraordinary. But lastly, we do have his partner Hiyori, who, if you remember from the last chapter, had the ball. Now Hiyori sees that he has Loki coming right towards him at like Usain Bolt level. And while most would panic here, Hiyori doesn't, as he thinks that if they are going to be crushed by the prodigy right here, then it's none other than Isagi who should take it. With that, he sends the ball away to Isagi, even though we saw that Loki was right by him and even tried to push him away. But when you see the official chapter, you will see how much of a goat Hiyori is, as he managed to pass the ball with a curve with the outside of his foot. Is it super realistic? Well, not really, but who cares? We then move to the main man, Isagi, whose puzzle pieces are having a party around him. Meanwhile, he looks at the incoming ball, but also compliments Hiyori, as he calls him partner. But we then move to Renoir, who almost has gotten more screen time than what Charles has gotten at this point. Anyway, he sees this and lightly starts to panic as he explains that it's an exquisite pass. Right where a shooting lane opens up, he then starts to get ready as his eyes meet with Isagi's, and he explains that Isagi is coming. But just when both you and I were celebrating in our chairs, something just had to come in the way as we see Hugo, who has his gears spinning around him in full action. Now Hugo is right in front of Isagi, and he tells him that Isagi used up everything right. Isagi seems to be pretty shocked to see him here, but Hugo, who seems to be fully in the zone, says that Isagi even entered Karasu's system, asking him if it was all just to outwit every friend and foe and score his own goal. Or maybe, just maybe, will Isagi right here and now provide a pass for the sake of the team and become the number 2 who leads to a goal that surpasses even his imagination. Hugo's entire body is then pretty much absorbed at this point, but this boy doesn't stop as he tells Isagi to come and show him. He wants to see Isagi's choice towards his suitable destiny. Now imagine how it would be for Isagi to send a pass to one of his teammates who is looking desperately at this. I mean, they are losing after all, and a draw right here would really help them. Isagi would really become the hero, but I'll be honest and say that it would be the boring outcome. And it seems that Isagi is on the exact same wavelength as I am, as he has his meta vision eyes out, and he looks right at Hugo as he tells him that it's neither one of those options he put out, even calling him a dumbass. Now Hugo gets super shocked by this, either because he is outwitting himself, or, who knows, he might just have been hurt by Isagi's words. We then see Isagi getting more and more fired up, as he tells Hugo that what he has been waiting for is to crush him in a luck-decisive battle. With that, we see Isagi going into the opposite way of the goal, which means that he has Hugo behind himself, and he has his body directed to the ball, which really is a brave move. But with that said, he also has the giant luck puzzle piece under him. Hugo looks at Isagi now from behind and is super shocked, wondering if Isagi is really going to do a reversal right here. Hugo continues to think as he looks at the incoming ball and wonders to himself just what it is that Isagi is planning to do. However, he then thinks some more and finally uses that big brain of his as he questions if it could be that Isagi is recreating the exact same situation as that reversal shot in the Nigeria match. But Hugo gets quickly drawn out of his head as Isagi speaks up. He asks Hugo if he didn't just say it. Hugo said that Blue Lock is just a team that's won through his 1% luck alone. Hugo then gets out his meta vision as well, and he finally realizes that he has been got by Isagi. He looks at his body position, and he knows that he is in big trouble. We then end the chapter off with the ending text saying, "Finally facing off one-on-one, what is Isagi's shocking aim against Hugo?" Now I know that a lot of you might be surprised, because, well, I would be too. Why are there just 8 chapters? But there is a reason. Now the reason is that the author is actually sick, so that's why we just got half a chapter. This is the message that we got with this chapter. In this week's issue of Blue Lock, due to the sudden illness of Yusuke Nomura-sensei, chapter 346 will only be published up to page 8. The continuation for this issue is scheduled to be published in Weekly Shonen Magazine, issue 25, which comes out the 20th of May. We apologize for the inconvenience caused to our readers. We look forward to your continued support of Blue Lock. Now, of course, it's super sad to end this chapter in such a cliffhanger. Like, I would do whatever to find out what is going to happen. However, obviously their health is the #1 priority, so I'm happy that they seem to be taking half a break, and hopefully they can recover and come back even stronger. However, that might be hard, as I don't know if they can go even harder, because this chapter was genuinely insane. Now, does this whole Blue Lock comeback feel a bit surreal? Well, maybe a bit. But for me, I have always said that I don't care about any of that stuff and how unrealistic it can be at times. What I care about this series always getting me super excited, and that is exactly what this chapter managed to make me. But with that, let's go over this right away. First up, let's talk Hiyori. Now, I'm so sad that I can't show the pages in this video, due to copyright reasons. But when you see it, you're going to see what a baller that man is. Like, his pass might be top 3 of the series, because to send a pass like that in that position is outrageous. Now, when I think about it, Blue Lock actually has a ton of insane passes, but it feels like they never get the recognition that they deserve. But I'm telling you that this one needs to get some spotlight. Next up, it's going to be me glazing Isagi for the rest of the time, so get ready for it. But Isagi in this chapter was insane. When I was reading it, Hugo was going on about how if Isagi passed here, then he was going to outwit Hugo and break even his imagination. Now, I'll be honest, after hearing that, I was really scared. I was thinking that my goat Isagi can't fold right here, because if he passed here, then I would be a bit let down. Isagi would still be my goat, but still, I would feel a bit let down. On top of that, I doubt that it was going to be the outcome that Ego wanted. I really think that after going through this chapter, I feel like this is the outcome that Ego is going to be happiest with. Personally, I think that if you put Isagi still having his ego and not sending the pass and Blue Lock losing this game, or if he would pass and they drew this game, I fully think that Ego would much rather see the first one, because having his #1 players, I would say, evolution get stopped here would hurt him much more than losing this game. They still have the game against England after all. Anyway, I went off on a sidetrack. However, I'm so happy that Isagi is choosing to challenge Hugo to this one-on-one, which is going to come down purely due to luck instead of folding. I do remember having a conversation with one of you guys about the whole luck aspect. I said that I didn't think that it was ever going to come back and that it was more of a one-off thing in the match against Japan U20, but after seeing this, I guess that I was completely wrong. Anyway, let's get to the real talk. Is this goal going to go in or not? I would honestly pay all the money in my bank accounts, which is like $2, but even then, I would spend it all for Isagi to get this goal. When I tell you that there is nothing in this series that I want more, I mean it. Or Chigiri randomly running in from the bench and getting the goal would be above that, but that's just unreasonable, sadly. But in the end, I actually don't think that Isagi will score. It just feels like he might become too overpowered if he manages to beat even Hugo right here and now. But please, if you can, then put down in the comments whether you think that Isagi is scoring here or not, and also what you thought about this honestly amazing chapter. As you can hear from me, I just loved it. Anyway, if you like Blue Lock and videos like this, then I would highly suggest you subscribe to this channel, and while you are at it, leave a comment and a like. Also, if you can, hype the video down below, as it helps out with the algorithm a ton. And if you are curious to see another video of mine, then please watch the video that will be popping up on the screen now. Anyway, thanks for watching, and have a great day. Bye.